This is a data overview presented to the Mountain View Elementary School Special Education Administration. My name is Tommy Ann McDonald. I'm currently a fourth grade teacher at Mountain View Elementary School, and this presentation is taking place on November 1st, 2021. The purpose of the data overview: to review demographic and student achievement data from the past 3 years. To review academic achievement for our students with disabilities in the areas of mathematics and English language arts as assessed by the Georgia milestones in grades 3 through 5. Also to identify possible causes for lower academic achievement among the students with disabilities population as compared to students without disabilities. Some driving questions to think about throughout the presentation. Number 1, what does the current data show for the students with disabilities in the area of mathematics and English language arts as assessed by the Georgia milestones? Question number 2, what are the possible causes for the academic gap in the area of mathematics and English language arts for students with disabilities as compared to students without disabilities? Number 3, how can we close the academic gap in the area of mathematics and English language arts for students with disabilities as compared to students without disabilities? The student demographics at Mountain View Elementary School. The student population is predominantly white, with 62% of the students. 12% are Asian or Pacific Islander, 12% Hispanic, 7% Black, 6% 2 or more races. 7% of the population students are learning English, so they are within the English language learning community. We have about 10% of our student population that are from low-income families, so we are not considered a Title I school. Our female to male population is almost equal at 49% female, 51% male. A total student population of 833 students. Teacher demographics. There are currently 46 teachers at Mountain View Elementary School. 4% are African American, 2% are Hispanic, and 93% of the teachers are Caucasian. We have about a 15-to-1 student-teacher ratio. 100% of the teachers have 3 or more years of experience. 7% of our teachers are male, 93% of them are female. As you look at their years of education, we have about 27% of our teachers with a bachelor's degree. We have about 49% with a master's degree, 18% with a specialist, and 6% have their doctoral degree. Based on our 2020 report card for Mountain View Elementary School, we are rated 10 out of 10 academically. As you look at the chart to the left in English language arts, we're at an 80% at or above grade level, and the state average is 43%. Math, we're doing 3% better at 83%, and the state is still at 43%. In science, we're at 82%, and in social studies, we are at 77%. We are dramatically above the state average in the academic test score area. Out of the Great Schools rating for 2020, we are at a 10 out of 10. Our test scores are 10, student progress is at a 9, and our equity for students of different subgroups is at a 10. Our student progress, 9 out of 10, they're making far more academic progress given where they were last year. I chose to use the 2020 test data because 2021 has been exempt from calculating a CCRPI score, which goes into the academic year calendar report card for this school. Once again, I am using the school year 2019 to 2020 because the 2020 to 2021 school year has been excluded from calculating all the data percentages. The equity overview for 2020, we were at 10 out of 10. Low income and underserved students are performing far better than other students in the state, and we are successfully closing the achievement gap. All other students are at 98% of performing far better than other students in the state. Students with disabilities. All students in the school are performing at an 80% rate, but students with disabilities are performing at only a 52% success rate. Race and ethnicity. All students with their test scores are scoring 10 out of 10. White students, 10 out of 10, Asian and Hispanic, and then African American students are scoring 9 out of 10. The low-income students are scoring at a lower rate of 8 out of 10. First, we're going to focus on the data overview with third grade in the area of reading for the end of grade milestones assessment. As you can see in this bar graph, we have data for 2019, but there is no data for 2020. The reason for this is that the state filed an exemption for all schools reporting data for the 2020 school year. We have data for the 2021 school year in the area of reading, although the CCRPI score was not calculated. So in third grade, in the area of reading for our Mountain View Elementary School in 2019, we are at 95% on or above, and the county was at 79% and the state was at 73%. So we are performing well above the county and the state at Mountain View Elementary School. Let's move on to year 2021, third grade. And we're still in the area of reading. Mountain View Elementary School has a 90% on or above success rate academically, while the county is at 67% and the state is at 73%. Once again, Mountain View Elementary School is performing well above the county and the state level. When we look at the next bar graph chart, this is showing the number of students that took the reading milestones test at the end of 2019 and the year 2021, excluding 2020 due to COVID-19 exemptions. We had a student population growth at Mountain View Elementary School. We had a decrease for the county, and then we had about the same, actually exactly the same for the state reporting on the milestones. We'll now review the fourth grade reading milestone scores. As you can see, just like on the last slide, we are performing at Mountain View Elementary School far above where the county and the state is ranking. When you compare year 2019 to year 2021, you can see a decrease in Mountain View Elementary School scores from 93% on or above, and it dropped down to 84%. Within the county, it also dropped from 71% to 66%, and at the state level, dropped from 64% to 61%. This is probably due to the academic gaps students endured during the COVID-19 pandemic. Disruptions in school, missed school days due to quarantine, virtual learning. And then we look at the next chart. We look at the number of students in fourth grade. We once again had a growth of students from 19 at Mountain View Elementary School to 2021. Within Cobb County, we had a decrease again, and in the state, we had a large decrease of fourth grade students. Now let's look at fifth grade reading Georgia milestone scores. At the school level, we beat the county with our academic achievement at 97.8% on or above. The county was at 81.2% and the state was at 73%. Moving to year 2021, we had another decrease in all areas at the school level, at the county level, and at the state level, but with Mountain View Elementary School still scoring far above the county levels and the state levels. Once again, this decrease in academic achievement is most likely due to COVID-19 pandemic, loss of instructional time, and disruption in academic learning. The number of students in fifth grade at Mountain View Elementary School actually decreased, unlike third and fourth graders. In the Cobb County School District, our fifth grader student population decreased, and At the state level, our student population decreased. We will now move into the academic area of mathematics as assessed by the Georgia milestones for 3rd grade. In 2019, it shows distinguished students at 37.2%, which is higher than the county and the state. For proficient at 49.6%, which is once again higher than the county and the state. And then our students that are developing and beginning at a lower percentile than the county and the state. We do not have data for 2020 due to exemptions, so that data is not represented in the chart. In year 2021, at Mountain View Elementary School, once again, we are higher than the county and the state in distinguished students. We are also higher than the county and the state for proficient students at 46.6%. And we have lower in developing students at 19.8 and lower in the beginning students at 6.1. The number of students that took the Georgia milestones, we increased from 2019 to 2021 at Mountain View Elementary School by 10 students. We decreased within the county and we decreased once again at the state level. 4th grade math milestones assessment for year 2019. Mountain View Elementary School performed higher than the county schools and the state schools in all categories. We do not have the data for 2020 due to the exemptions once again. But if you notice, when we go from 2019 to 2021, we actually increased with distinguished students at Mountain View Elementary School, which is not what was representative in the 3rd grade. We did decrease in the county and we did decrease in the state level, but Mountain View Elementary School increased their numbers, although they did also increase developing students and decrease proficient, so it all balances out. The number of students taking the test in 19 to 2021 decreased at the school level, at the county level, and at the state level. And finally, the Georgia Milestones Math for 5th grade. Just like 3rd and 4th grade, Mountain View Elementary School scores higher than the county and the state in 2019 and also again in 2021. There is a decrease in distinguished learners from 19 to 2021 due to possible causes of the COVID pandemic with loss of instructional time and academics. The student population, Mountain View Elementary School decreased from 2019 to 2021 for the school level, for the county level, and also the state level. According to the Georgia Department of Education, the College and Career Ready Performance Index, which is CCRPI, is Georgia's tool for annually measuring how well schools, districts, and the state are helping students achieve their goals. It provides a comprehensive roadmap to help educators, parents, and community members promote and improve college and career readiness for all students. Due to COVID-19 disruptions, 2020-2021 data is not available. As we review the following chart, we are looking at data from the year 2018 to 2019 in the areas of the English Language Arts and mathematics as calculated by the CCRPI scores. You can see an academic achievement gap between students with disabilities and students without disabilities. Well, the students without disabilities population scored at 100% according to the CCRPI index. Students with disabilities achieved significantly lower scores with larger gaps. As we compare 2018 to 2019, that academic gap is closing at a steady rate. So if we continue to close that academic gap and we're able to calculate our CCRPI scores for future tests, hopefully we'll be able to balance that out and diminish the academic achievement gap. So let's look at the CCRPI scores a little bit more in depth. Strengths for Mountain View Elementary School, all students 100% mastery in English Language Arts and Math in 2018 and 2019. Students with disabilities did increase their ELA scores by 8.45% from the year 2018 to 2019, and in the area of mathematics, students with disabilities increased by 6% in 2018 to 2019. Specific weaknesses. Students with disabilities were only at a 73.3% mastery in ELA in 2018. They were at a 80.5% in math in 2018, but in 2019 they grew to 81.75% mastery, and they also grew to 86.5% in mathematics. Even though they did improve, this is still drastically lower than the rest of the student population. 2018, the specific academic gap in ELA between students with disabilities and students without disabilities was 26.7%. In mathematics, it was 19.49%. The gap continued to close, but there is still an academic gap in 2019. In the area of English language arts, the gap is at 18.25%, and in mathematics, it's at 13.49%. How to improve academic achievement in the areas of English language arts and mathematics for students with disabilities. Make sure that your performance objectives are SMART goals so that they are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Number 2, action steps for training. We should have weekly collaborative planning sessions. We should be implementing these new strategies. We should be collecting data. We should be refining and reflecting on our instructional practices. Number 3, we should have a good, reliable, formative assessment system we can utilize to analyze data. And number 4, use the school's pertinent data such as CCRPI data, Georgia milestones data, RI, MI, any formal data-driven scores should be utilized for instructional purposes. As we close up this data overview session, I want you to continue thinking about the possible causes for the academic gap in the area of mathematics and English language arts. Possibly do some action research, break down the data further into objectives and standards for the tests, see where the students are lacking and where we need to add improvements. And as we come together for the next session, we will discuss ways that we can close this academic gap after you are able to identify the specific areas that are included in the academic gap.